personally know both Bug and Moss. If you find my Venmo and Venmo me $600, I'll send you their address, their home address. You're listening to Bug and Moss in the morning.
Whoa! From the Skittering Studios, underneath your favorite rock, it is 7:05 on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show on August 18th, 2026. My name is Moss.
My name is Bug, and I'd like to just point out that Jordan is a liar. We've never met before.
That's not true. I've met Jordan.
I've never met
Jordan. You've never met Jordan IRL.
That's a lie. That's a lie he told.
I've met Jordan.
Yeah.
I've met Jordan 3 times.
And you just tried to oppress my truth. Though.
I didn't try to oppress your truth.
You
Bug.
did. Yeah.
It wasn't like I was out here like, let me find her truth so that I can step on it.
I like how you're like, I'm not oppressing if it's not actionably on purpose. I can accidentally do it fine.
Well, I don't want to defend that. It is 7:05. Good morning. Coyote Astronaut in chat says all men have a price, and Jordan's price is $3.
And that's real because you can get, I think, like a torpedo at Speedway for that.
A torpedo?
Yeah, like the little roller taquito things.
Are those called torpedoes?
I think some of them are torpedoes.
Oh, that's a fun name for that.
Yeah, I believe you can get like a chicken ranch torpedo.
I believe I know why they call them torpedoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good morning. Welcome to the show. We've got a fun episode for you today. We've got a film buffering that we'll get to. My personal favorite game on the show. We got some other fun stuff, some news, some stories. I say that. I don't have anything extremely prepared. Do you have anything extremely prepared, Bud?
I made a whole film buffering.
You made a whole film buffering.
It's like, it took me, honestly, this is not a joke, hours.
I got some distressing news this morning.
Distressing?
Yeah, it's distressing news, specifically distressing to me. And if anyone else out there happens to play a lot of Fallout 4 with heavy mods, like a lot of mods, this is important to you. Bethesda has announced that they're going to be putting out an update for Fallout 4 today.
Oh, no.
For like their creation kit, their own weird modding thing that's not super great. They're putting out an update today that's going to break the script extender and all the mods for Fallout.
Why are they doing that?
To make their Creation Club weird mods that aren't that great
that nobody uses?
That don't even work in the VR version that I play. So it's not even relevant to me. But it does mean that if you have a lot of mods, like most people playing these games with like hundreds of mods on them, you're going to want to freeze that. You want to like take that out of Steam's purview until you have some chance for things to update. But for me, a guy who just started a live streaming series inside of this video game, it is certainly bad news because what will happen is the game will get updated and then it breaks the script extender, which hooks into specific memory addresses because it changes the way that the game engine is compiled. And so then we lose the ability for all of the mods to work until the mods get updated by each of the mod authors. So
it just feels like at this point, mods are such a big part of games. And I think people who are anti-mod need to grow up. And I also think like when you have a game this big that has such a rich modding community, wouldn't it be really cool if especially the mods that functionally support all of the other mods, you were like, hey, like we're going to do an update. I want to give you some time.
Yeah.
To fix this.
There was not that much heads up about this patch.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is that like it would be very easy for them to allow you to have multiple versions of the same game through Steam. Other games do that. You can join beta branches or other branches, and Bethesda's just not interested in supporting that.
I don't think any of this online thing I don't like where like you don't just have like a physical copy of game that is game. The updating is cool because they can fix bugs and stuff, but like you should always be able to revert.
Roll back.
Yeah. And that should just be an option you can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you happen to be hearing this news, I don't know who in our audience is going to need this specific news, but if you happen to need it, you can just rename the game folder in your Steam area, like in your file system, you see program files, x86, Steam, Steam apps, common, and then in there is all your games. You can rename the folder and then Steam can't find it as long as you don't launch it through Steam, which if you're running a modded setup, you don't have to. But
this
anyway,
is crazy.
Yeah, I don't want to linger on this too long. It's boring for everybody.
I want to point out that you have to hide the game from Steam so that it doesn't break it.
So it doesn't update it, because they don't have any other way to roll it back. So I want to freeze my copy in time. put it in what is it in Star Wars, Star Trek, where you froze me in
like
kryptonite.
Cryogenic freezing.
Yeah,
that's in real life too.
No. The guy is stuck in the block and he's like, it's like Han Solo or Hans Gruber, whatever.
I don't know. Is it carbonite?
Carbonite. Thank you very much.
Okay, everyone's saying carbonite.
Yeah, I'm sure I just made some people very mad.
I think they'll all be okay.
Yeah, well, I don't know movies.
Who does?
Matt Bliss says consumer experience and stopping compatibility complaints is more important than giving people who know what they're doing some choice.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah. I think that it was really bad when we created a gaming industry where you can just allow companies to mark message unread on your device. Like you can't.
Oh, I use that all the time.
No, but you know what I mean? Like they can just go in and delete the text they sent you.
Oh, what about it? Wait, I don't know.
I don't think you get what I'm saying.
No.
I'm saying we have given companies the power to be like, send that? I didn't send that. And they can just roll things back. They can change things. They can change it after the fact because they have like direct access to your copy.
Well, yeah, because it's as a service, right? It's the distribution platform. And that, there's benefits and drawbacks, and it's just not all very super pro-consumer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Coyote Astronaut in chat says Hans Gruber got frozen in kryptonite on Star Trek.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you. That's what I thought happened, and I knew I had gotten mixed up.
Yeah, I love that arc in Star Trek. It's so good.
Yeah. My favorite part of Star Trek is when Dumbledore is like, you cannot go, and slams down his stick.
I want your version of the Bible. So bad. I want the Moss Bible.
I'll make the Moss Bible.
Moss's version.
Yeah, that'll be the thing that I'll do that gets me in trouble for real, probably.
They can't. It's public domain. If anything's public domain, it's the Bible.
Is the Bible
it definitely
public domain?
It absolutely. You can just take it.
Yeah. The Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek texts of the Bible are public domain.
I think that there's at least one English translation that is.
There must be, right?
Yeah.
Anything published before 1923.
Which there definitely is.
There must be.
Is the King James Bible public domain?
Did copyright exist when King James was still breathing?
It's still... Okay, this is from a website called sellingjesus.org.
Oh, awesome. Sellingjesus.org. That's not a place I expected to be at 7:12 in the morning.
The KJV is still restricted by copyright. One of the common misconceptions about the King James Version of the Bible is that it is a universally public domain work. It is under copyright in the UK.
Oh, okay.
So copyright is not perpetual across countries. I don't know if it is anywhere else, but that is all it says here on sellingjesus.org.
What else is on sellingjesus.org?
Yeah, it's a really, really good...
This is a very this is a very vibe coded website. I can tell
the AI is cool. Lots of AI.
Lots of AI all over this.
Hi, I know you guys could have all guessed this, but the AI is insane.
The language that the site is in is also allegedly AI. If I move over here because you can't see it on stream, in the top right corner there's a language selector. Oh, maybe
that's just translation.
Oh, maybe AI is like translation.
That makes sense. I think using that makes sense to me.
This giving freely graphic is extremely AI. The way this is laid out feels very vibe code.
If you go to articles, the conversations between Paul and the Corinthians photo is really something.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm sure that's what Paul and the Corinthians
Nightmare blunt
like.
rotation. This AI-generated Paul and the Corinthians.
Yeah. Well.
The videos are all definitely very AI. So yeah, this is cool.
Even the people under this list of Christians who sell Jesus.
Yeah.
Joe the author, Steve the biblical counselor, James the worship composer. These all look like AI photos as well.
Yeah, I think those are all like trading cards.
Holy smokes. Well, we found something.
Yeah, they have a podcast. Can you believe it? And their show art is really cool.
Okay, I'll show that as well. Describe it for us.
So we're looking at a marquee hanging over a church window, but the church window is no window I've ever seen on a church. It looks kind of mod. I think that they were trying to get the AI to do stained glass on a cathedral-shaped window, but it's just got like little inner tubes. Like it looks like bicycle tires.
It's weird, man.
Yeah, this is wilding.
Anyway, what a trip. Sellingjesus.org.
Yeah, that's a website that you could check out.
And the Bible is not universally, I guess, in the public domain. So that's interesting. I have found a comment on Reddit that explains that. And then we can move on to something more fun. This person posted on r/public domain 3 years ago. Is the Bible in the public domain? What are the trademarks of Bible stories? And someone named Open Bluebird replied to this is the top comment. They said, as with all text originally written in another language, in this case Hebrew, any translations legally belong to the person or group responsible for having translated it. Some, like the NIV, are copyrighted, while others, like the ASV or the KJV, are not. This, however, applies only to the specificities of each version, so things like the exact phrasing and so on, while the contents of the original Bible that carry over into the newer versions, like the actual contents, are within the public domain because they come from the original Hebrew version of the Bible. That itself is public domain, yada, yada. So it's just like, a song can be, Happy Birthday can be in the public domain, but if Joe Pesci recorded a song of him singing it, that performance is not in the public domain.
Okay.
So I guess it's probably just sort of the same kind of shit.
Okay.
Fucking hell. Anyway, how about we do something a little different? How about we shift gears and do something a little fun? I think it's time for my favorite segment we do on the show.
Hell yeah.
Has Moss ever seen any movie? I don't think so. It's time for film buffering.
I think my notes are the same as the quiz that I sent you, so we'll just hope so.
So, Bug, you built the film buffering inside of Quiz Deck this time.
I did.
Film buffering is the game where Bug describes a movie in vague clues, and I have to guess the movie in the fewest number of clues. There's 6 total, so I could get 6 points if I guessed it right at the top.
Yeah.
Every time I get a clue wrong, the amount of available points goes down, and you are welcome to play along at home, but don't post spoilers in the chat.
Yeah.
You ready for film buffering?
Let's do it.
Film buffering by Bug. Here we go.
Starting the quiz. In a time of war, an invaluable piece of information has just been secured by a noblewoman. Using her status as cover, it is her mission to get the information to her allies. However, in this pivotal moment, the enemy attacks, forcing her to pass the information on to a trusted servant and directing him to bring it to a former knight. The servant is able to escape, accompanied by his longtime companion, who is also a servant. The noblewoman is captured by enemy forces.
Is this what happens? Is this, I'm picturing the cards, the people who are cards. Alice in Wonderland, off with her head.
No.
No? This isn't that?
This is not that.
What am I thinking of that's not Alice in Wonderland, but like that? It's Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking. That's not right. Coyote Astronaut says Disney's Fantasia.
Yes.
Okay, so that's it. I don't think I know from this.
No.
However, Emily says that she got it. 60 Watts Light Bulb has got it.
Okay.
I don't think I have this. The students, using her status as cover. Yeah, man, I don't know, dude. I have no idea. So we're moving along.
So
this is a portrait. This is a picture.
So this is a picture that Coyote painted for us. After each question, whether you get it wrong or right, you get to see an image that I found on my phone.
Oh, that's fun. So this is a little picture of these ghosts that Coyote painted and
I
sent to
love
us.
them.
Yeah, I do too.
They're so cunty.
I'm going to try and finish today. I cut down the video of Coyote's art that Coyote sent our way.
Yeah, we got an awesome package.
I'm really excited to share it.
Okay, ready for the next question?
Yes, let's see what's up.
En route to find the former knight, the servants are captured by slavers and sold to a local farmer. They manage to escape, followed by the farmer's ward, an orphan boy. The boy is curious about the servants, having realized they have some connection to the ongoing war. The former knight turns out to be a local man whom the boy knows.
Is this Beauty and the Beast?
No. Further, the knight reveals the boy's father was not a traitor, but a knight like himself, and he gifts the boy his father's sword.
Is this Kingdom Come Deliverance?
What do you think that is?
That's a video game.
Okay.
Kingdom Come Deliverance. You play as
it's that weird one that looks cool and is historically accurate and but the fighting system's weird.
Yeah, the fighting system's really hard to deal with.
Yeah.
And would be cool in theory, but I absolutely cannot get it. I suck at it so bad.
Well, babe, so this is film buffering. So
Yeah.
do you think it's Kingdom Come Deliverance?
I don't necessarily do, but that's what happens in it.
Okay.
Sort of. Boy, I'm not really sure. Everyone seems to get this. Coyote Astronaut said Ernest goes to camp.
Hell yeah, I fucking love Ernest. Jim Varney forever.
The former knight turns out to be a local man whom the boy knows. Further, the knight reveals that the boy's father was not a traitor, but a knight like himself. And he gifts the boy his father's sword. This is some fucking fantasy shit. It's some fucking generic-ass fantasy bullshit.
Okay, is that your guess?
Yeah, this is something you scrape off the bottom of your shoe when you walk through the fantasy section of like Books A Million.
Well, unfortunately, that is not really a guess. So
It's not a guess. But here's a little picture of little Moss at a Hillary Duff concert.
yeah, I like it because it looks like the world is burning behind him.
It does. He's kind of got that it's the like mirror image of that little girl standing outside of the house fire meme. And she looks like she said it. Yeah.
I made that TikTok of Lil Moss going to the concert, and my friend Olivia, who went with us, was like, you need to get some just stills of Lil Moss being in front of the fire.
That's so good. All right, next clue. I don't know what this story is, Bug.
The former knight asked the boy to join himself and the servants on their mission to rescue the noblewoman. The boy refuses.
Is this Shrek?
No.
Shit.
Despite his desire to join the war efforts, he feels obligated to his guardians and doesn't want to leave them without his help. However, everything changes when the party when the Fire Nation attacked.
Yeah.
Everything changes when the party finds his home destroyed and his guardians murdered by the enemy soldiers. With nothing left to keep him, the boy joins the group.
Wait, this isn't Mulan, right?
It is not Mulan.
Okay. Like, I don't really remember how that starts up, but despite his desire to join the war efforts, he feels obligated to his guardian. But oh my god, dude, I have no idea. Have I ever seen this?
Yeah.
You think I've seen this?
Yeah.
Did I like it?
I think probably.
Yeah. Wow, this is tricky. Is this Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No,
Is it
that
Fire Nation
would be
attacks?
crazy. First of all, not a film.
Okay.
Second of all,
Yes, it is.
No, disagree. Second of all, if I gave you that clue, that would be crazy, I think.
My neighbor Michael has gotten it. I have nothing, dude.
Okay.
Michael says everyone has seen it.
I do think that's legally true.
Some fucking knight, your father wasn't just a traitor, he was also a knight like me. Stabby stab, have a sword, it's your destiny. I swear I've seen a million things like this, but just not this one. I feel as though was this that video game? Oh, was this that point and click computer game called Knights where you had to like help them load the cannonballs and...
Hey, one more time. It's a movie.
Oh, fucking Christ. I don't know, Bug. No idea. Here's a nice photograph of the parachuting egg as drawn by Lightbulb, our beautiful egg queen, diva queen egg.
She's so great.
Floating down. It's an egg with long fishnet covered legs and pink high-heeled knee-high boots floating down on a brassiere-shaped parachute in all
So
of her glory
iconic.
with her eyelashes and tiara. Love the egg. Okay.
Next clue. The knight begins training the boy as they travel, hoping to prepare him for what lies ahead. Eventually, the group encounter a fence who is willing to give them passage. They arrive at their destination to
A fence?
Yeah.
A fence is someone who sells stolen goods.
Yes.
Okay. Unless this is like an anthropomorphic fence, because I thought this was like a Beauty and the Beast thing.
No, it's what you think it is.
Okay.
A fence who is willing to give them passage. They arrive at their destination to find it razed by the enemy, and they are captured. They are able to rescue the noblewoman and escape to an ally encampment under her direction. However, the former knight is killed in the process, giving his life to allow them to escape.
Is this Lord of the Rings?
No.
Then I have no idea, dude. I'm gonna be so mad when the answer to this one comes out. If everyone knows this, how does everybody get this? This is nonsense. This is just fantasy
You're so
trope.
grumpy. Your arms are crossed.
I
You're
am
closed
grumpy.
off.
This is fantasy trope on fantasy trope. It's
His
fantasy
body
trope
language
soup.
is so closed,
I'm
guys.
very-
Like he has no openness to this film buffering.
Very negative, very unreceptive,
Yeah.
very closed off. My
Very
walls are up.
unreceptive.
I feel like I'm just standing in a dunk tank and people are throwing fantasy tropes at the fucking bullseye, and I don't get it. I don't get this one at all, Bug.
Okay. Well, Matt Bliss also doesn't know what it is.
That's a picture of me next to a bird.
That's a falcon, right?
Yeah, it's me next to a red-tailed hawk.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
At the bird convention we accidentally walked through.
Yeah.
Okay, next
Emily
clue.
said enemies to lovers, which I assume is not a clue, but actually a suggestion for you and the hawk.
Okay.
So, next clue.
Michael does say yes, it's every fantasy trope.
Yeah, don't give him any more clues, guys. Next clue.
I don't know, I could fucking use them.
The heroes are tailed by enemy forces, bringing the critical information and a battle to their allies. The boy joins the fight, having learned much from the night before his death and eager to prove himself. He implores the fence to join him, but the man refuses, seeing this battle as a suicide mission and wanting to escape before the encampment is taken. They part ways, and the battle begins.
Wait, didn't this happen in One Piece? Isn't there that bit where they're like at the town and it's like what's his nuts' dad, like Luffy's dad or whatever? And
I mean, this certainly is a plot line that could have existed in One Piece, but again, One Piece is a TV show.
Oh, but there's also it's filmic. There's that whole thing where it's like his dad in the bar and he's like part of these orange shirt people and they're like, oh, we're all so rough and tough, and then
The
like
red
one
hair
guy
pirates?
smashes a
Yeah.
bottle and then everything goes to shit.
You're
And,
talking
like,
about Captain Shanks?
and then the one dude outside is like, I'm not gonna get involved in that, and he's like, you gotta get involved in it.
Okay.
I don't fucking know. I have absolutely no idea.
You have no idea?
I genuinely have. Is this King Arthur or something?
No.
The Knights of the Round Table?
You
Is
have
this Monty
seen-
Python?
You have seen this movie.
I've seen this movie.
You have seen this movie.
And there are knights in it, like KNIGHTS knights.
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
There's no way. There's no way. Knights? The only thing I've seen with knights in it, the only knight movie I have ever watched. I can't think of a single night movie I've ever watched.
Before we
actually.
go on to the last clue, I'm going to give you a bonus clue, and it's
Okay.
going to be to not focus on like the word knight, but focus on what a knight is.
Okay, so it's going to be a trick, and this isn't like a knight in shining armor.
The word knight does exist in this
Yeah.
movie.
Okay. Oh, it's
But-
like Jedi Knight? Whoa, whoa. Is this Star Wars?
Yeah, dude.
What?
It's Star Wars.
What do you mean it's Star Wars?
It's Star Wars.
What do you mean? I'll just hit that correct button. That's a picture of me sleeping with the cat, Cinders. But more importantly, what do you mean it's Star Wars? Let's hear that last clue then.
Yeah, on the last clue, the battle is well matched and there are casualties on both sides. The boy is able to hold his own and is a good fighter. However, at a titular moment, the enemy commander joins the fray and all seems lost until the fence returns and covers the boy just in time for him to take the shot that turns the tide of the entire war.
Han Solo.
The battle is won, and though the war wages on, the victory has bolstered the Allies. Our heroes are awarded with medals and praised for their service.
Dude, I don't fucking remember a single plot point of Star Wars because that was just a sci-fi mishmash of tropes, and you've managed to describe it in terms of fantasy mishmash of tropes.
It is a fantasy.
Yeah, I guess, but it's also like it's a sci-fi ostensibly,
Sure, yeah.
right? In terms of the themes and the way that it's structured.
All I did, though, this is not a trick. All I did was just not use terms that would have made it obvious.
Yeah, no, I mean that is a trick in and of itself. in
I
a
mean,
way,
it's not. I
right?
didn't
Like,
really lie.
You did it in an effort of deception to try and obfuscate it, and like I see what you're doing. And Bug, I want to be clear. What you have done, wonderful. I love this. I love that you've crafted this. That is the point of film buffering.
Yeah.
You did nothing wrong. I think Star Wars did everything wrong.
I mean, that it's not really your cup of tea.
It's not really memorable.
Yeah, it was very hard. I will say, it's so fucking dense, and it was really hard to write out the plot.
I don't know what it is, and maybe it's just because I didn't watch Star Wars until I was an adult, and maybe it's because I drank every time Jar Jar Binks was on stage when we watched the prequels. I cannot tell you what happens in any part of Star Wars, except that Anakin or Luke or one of those Sky Standers fucking killed a bunch of babies in one of those rooms, and then they all got those mitochlorians that are the powerhouse of their cells that let them do their magic stuff. I got one right, 4 wrong.
Well, that's kind of how film buffering does
I did it.
work.
I got 2 points. One left over at the end. I seriously, I want someone to make Star Wars make sense to me. Like I want to
I
get
think there's like 19 YouTube channels for you.
aesthetically, like the way it looks, like the effects, the robots and stuff, except for the terrible CGI in the prequels. Super cool. The aesthetics, like awesome, very fun. I don't feel like the story is told very well. I don't feel like the story makes a lot of sense. I don't feel like it's written super well. None of that made sense to me. I couldn't tell you who's the fence. Is that Han Solo?
Yeah.
He sells stuff. But he's got Chewbacca, who just hangs out with him for some reason.
That's his co-pilot.
And what do you mean he covers him so he can take the fateful shot? What does that happen? Doesn't Han Solo shoot someone under a table or whatever?
Han Solo comes back at the very end because Darth Vader has just joined the fray and Luke is almost unable to take out the Death Star. But then Han Solo comes in and is able to like divert that so that Luke can complete his shoot into the hole.
Does that happen?
Yeah.
Really? Mm-hmm. But what does he do when he's flying the TIE fighters or whatever?
That is what some people are flying, yes.
Man, I need to watch that stupid fucking
Honestly,
movie
I think that the first 3 Star Wars movies are awesome. They're super fun. I really enjoy them. I've got no opinion on the prequels. I did grow up like seeing those in theaters, but they did not ingratiate me to the series. I also only saw Star Wars as an adult. However, I like fantasy. So like...
I like a lot of things.
Yeah, let's calm down and not tell lies. I like fantasy, and it is a lot of fantasy tropes, but it's also really fun putting it in a sci-fi space. It is kind of like a King Arthur type story.
Yeah, sort of, in a way. I think your film buffering clues were extremely well written in that way.
I had to get Haberlin's help because she said that calling Leia a spy and calling Han a smuggler were both not real. They were kind of anachronistic for the medieval spin I was trying to do, so I changed those.
That makes sense.
And I think that did ultimately make it better.
I've heard that people like the later ones, some of the Disney ones. I've also heard some people really don't like them.
A couple of them are real. Rogue One is good.
The people I've heard who don't like the Disney ones tend to be the kind of people who are like, no, the way I have it and like it is perfect and like...
I know what you mean, but it's actually more complicated than that. Some of the Disney ones are bad.
Well, yeah, I've also heard that. Yeah, but like I think like the people I've heard who don't like them are like more into the OGs because they're also into like the extended universe books and like they have
they made that not canon.
Yeah, and then Disney came along and made their other thing. But then what I've heard is that the people who like the Disney films are like they're really good and they're fun, and then some people have like liked both.
They're not created equal. A Solo Story and Rogue One are not the same caliber of film, and there are shows. The problem is Disney's made like 10 shows, 10 movies, is putting out all these Star Wars properties. They don't all fuck.
Don't listen to anything I say about this because I obviously don't understand the first thing about it.
That's true.
Like, I don't know why I'm speaking on this at all. I am the least qualified person to talk about Star Wars ever. Yeah. I've watched each movie exactly one time, and 3 of them I got so drunk that I don't remember them because I did not like them.
I think we should watch Rogue One. I think it's maybe the best. I think
Isn't
Rogue
that
One
one
might
of the Disney ones.
It is one, but I think it's one of the best Star Wars movies of all of them. I would count it among the original series as well, because I think of all the Star Wars media I have seen, Rogue One creates the appropriate stakes for war.
Okay.
So
that's cool. I was thinking that Rogue One sounds... I don't know. I got nothing. I have absolutely nothing to say. I don't know the first thing. Is that the one that's got Keanu Red or whatever his name is? He's more, and he looks like...
I don't know who you think that is.
The guy who looks like Adam Driver mixed with...
Are you thinking of Adam Driver? Because Adam Driver is in Star Wars.
Oh, is he? Does he play Kylo Ren?
Yeah, he does.
Kylo Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to know something fucked up? During this, so I started watching the new ones and I liked like Rey and the world and stuff, but really the problem is, of course, I don't want to see these same characters forever. Like we're kind of done with the Skywalker story or whatever. And so the plot just kind of fell apart. I read how that ends while I was putting this together. Bad. Bad. Oh. Like just not very good. Not like the worst, but like whatever.
Oh, 60 Watts Lightbulb says, yet again, I will pitch the Clone Wars, but it's so long I can understand why people wouldn't watch it. Also, it's animated, so...
Yeah, I've heard really good things about the Clone Wars.
I think the Clone Wars is the one that I've heard good things about as well.
And people are screaming, crying, pissing, shitting, throwing up about Andor. I've heard Andor's really good.
Yeah. Most of these other words, like... I don't know. I feel a certain amount of resentment for not getting Star Wars because like everyone gets it, and so I want to be able to get it, and like I just not being able to see what everyone else sees in it is frustrating for me personally.
Well, it's hard to enjoy something that it's like Star Trek in a lot of ways.
I like Star Trek. That was so easy to get into.
Well, but you know what I mean? Like sometimes if you're watching the original Star Trek, it can be difficult because you're like, this feels really ham-fisted, but it actually started a lot of those tropes. So it's not. It's like first. And I also personally, people will be like, oh, William Shatner's a bad actor. Disagree. He's just a stage actor. And like, that is different. It's a different thing to get used to.
Yeah. It is 7:34. Daddy is asleep. I put him out of his misery because everyone on Bones Crew on Mondays hates him, so I put him out.
They hate him?
Yeah, everyone complains. Well, anyone who's watching is like, why is this robot talking? Oh, he's so annoying and all this stuff. And so I just like shut him down.
It makes you feel bad for Daddy when people are so mean to him.
Yeah, I know. It does. So Daddy is asleep right now. I'm going to reduce his reply frequency to 1%, but he is sleeping. As Lightbulb pointed out, he would normally have told us that it's time to talk about the community partners here at the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. Patreon.com/Bug and Moss. All the people that make this show possible supporting us over there. We just got a new $25 member.
Whoa.
Ben.
Is that my uncle?
I think it is.
Hi, Uncle Ben.
Because the email has the same last name as you.
That would make sense. I like how you say that as though my last name is a secret.
It is. Thanks,
Okay.
Thanks, Uncle Ben. Ben has joined at the community partner level. Ben, we'll have to talk about if you want something read as an ad read.
Yeah, because you get an ad read now.
Yeah, for real, for real. Ronnie Medina 911 says, Uncle Ben the Rice Man. You're Uncle Ben. Thank you to Ben for joining. Thank you to everyone who is among the freaks, fools, and fugitives hanging out in the forest. And especially thanks to our community partners like the one, the only, Brippy151. Colin has a Pokemon Challenge YouTube channel where the main goal is to beat the Gen 1 Pokemon Yellow in a solo challenge with all 151 Pokedex entries. Although he's also done some Gen 2 and Gen 3 videos as well. YouTube.com/@Brippy151 to check that out. And also, our show is made possible by Rat House, a variety Let's Play channel featuring a bunch of streamers and some of our friends found at youtube.com/@RealRatHouse or RealRatHouse.com with new videos every Saturday. Lots of fun stuff going on
I think it's so awesome and shady how you just said a bunch of streamers and some of our friends.
That's how Colin wrote the copy for his ad
That's
read.
great.
That is verbatim.
Colin said what he said. Also, I want to point out something that Matt Bliss said, which I believe it is imperative we make into a shirt, which is Daddy Revenge Arc time.
Daddy Revenge Arc
I just want a shirt
time.
that says Daddy Revenge Arc.
Yeah. I mean, we have free Daddy, so we could just sort of get this narrative flow going where we get the free Daddy shirt. We can have the DRA shirts.
Yeah, Daddy Revenge Arc will be post-Free Daddy era.
Yeah.
So, speaking of everything, I've been meaning to shout out another great friend of the show, Matt Bliss, for buying our coffee.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. You want to hold that in front of your body for it to be visible.
Okay, is this good?
Yeah, sort of. I think if you rotate slightly here, I'll spin your chair gently, and then I think the mic should pick you up.
Hello.
There you go. This
is our coffee. We're very excited to have her. Yes, Matt, it is a big bag. We buy 5 pounds at a time because it's the most cost effective. This is an Ethiopia Guji. The tasting notes are lemon lime soda, jasmine, and smooth. And boy, is she.
Lemon lime soda, jasmine, and smooth.
I love vibrant, but smooth is such a cop-out tasting note. Okay. Like, whatever, we get it. So it has been so great having this coffee. Haberlin went in on this bag with us, so she's also been drinking it. It is literally the highlight of my day. Gets me out of bed in the morning to have a cup of good coffee. So thank you, Matt, so much for keeping us in good coffee. It's been amazing.
Yeah, Matt, real absolute freaking lifesaver, dog. Thank you. Big style, big school. Hey, here's a question. I'm always grumping about shit, right? I'm like cranky or whatever. And I'm like, I don't like your fucking movie that you love.
He's cranky or whatever.
Thing you like, I don't like it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What's yours?
That I'm grumpy and cranky about?
Yeah, also you and also everyone watching. Why don't you call, text, send an email. What is your thing that is really popular that you just don't get? Like, that you want to get? And I don't want you to rag on anything. Like, don't tear down and you don't yuck anyone's yum. Mm-hmm. But what is your thing that's like really popular and you're like, this should be for me, but you just can't click with it? Because I feel like for me, it's Star Wars. I think if I saw it when I was really little, I would be obsessed.
Yeah.
But I think because I didn't, it's just really hard for me to lock in.
I like Star Wars, but I don't I think the relationship that a lot of other people have with it. But it was good enough that I was like, yeah, this is fun. I like this. The practical effects are incredible. That's enough to get me in as a latecomer. I'm trying to think of anything because I do think you should only be critical of things that you want to understand. Like, I don't think it's interesting to just be like, I hate this, I'm better than this, like blah, blah, blah.
We got some cool answers in chat already. Ronnie Medina 911 says Christopher Nolan movies, to which 60 Watts Lightbulb and Emily both said movies.
I can, to some degree, relate to that.
Yeah.
I feel like a movie is a really big commitment. And I'll tell you what, one thing that I really struggle with, and I actually know why this is a thing, is that I really struggle to understand the appeal of movie theaters.
Really?
Yeah, and I know.
That's when I do get movies.
See, I know people are already freaking out and they're like, but the experience, the whole Christopher Nolan's like heads exploding. And it's just like, I have to pee a lot and I don't like paying $35 to half see a movie.
No, you know what it is? It is the audio.
Yeah, I know.
It is 100% the audio. That is, in my mind, the reason to go to a movie theater because they have movies. They're made in Dolby Atmos. They are in full 3D sound. The sound designers actually are placing sounds with like emitters that are in a 3D space, and you move them around. It's all very cool. It is an immersive audio experience where you hear stuff around you, behind you, to the sides of you. It's well mixed. It is the environment the movie was created for, also in terms of like screen size, aspect ratio. Like, it is the optimal viewing experience for what the thing is. And so I get it there. But I also do agree in chat. They are so loud. They are so loud now.
I actually kind of think they're too loud a lot of the time. But I also think it depends because I have also been to movie theaters where the sound is bad.
That's true. And that's the worst.
And so it's complicated because I think it's partially that I don't know what I'm getting into. And people always want to go see movies together. And I think that's crazy because we never see each other. So it'll be like, we're going to use our one hangout every 6 months to go not talk.
Just sit next to each other in the dark.
I think it's really fun if we were going to like eat or something before or after, but you've already spent $65 at the movie. So it is hard. Movies being really expensive is not a commentary on the art form. That's a whole other thing. But let's pretend they're not really expensive and you don't have to have a membership in order to reasonably see movies. That's true. And
it depends. Like we had a little one-room theater back in the town I used to live in, and we were like members of that theater, and the movie prices were super cheap.
Well, you just said you're a member of the theater.
Yeah. Well, the movie prices are cheap if you're not. They're like, the tickets are like $13.
Okay. Well, for most chain theaters, that's not the case. You have to be a member in order for seeing a movie to make a lot of sense, or for one person, you're paying upwards of like $25 just for the ticket.
It's quite a bit.
Magpie 314, first time chatter, said the only reason to go to the movie theater is the popcorn.
Hey,
and
Magpie.
I have to have popcorn. Yeah, it's so good.
Something magic in movie theater popcorn. I don't know if it's
I assume it's MSG.
Maybe, or it's like something in the magic butter dispenser that just spits out that liquid gold. But God, if I worked at a movie theater, I'd just tip my head back.
I love Lightbulb. I also hate popcorn.
Yeah, Lightbulb in chat. I also hate popcorn. Maybe that's my thing I'm grumpy about. Yeah, do you want to get popcorn? It's just hard to get it.
Lightbulb, I would like to suggest you get a pair of, is it the Eargasm earplugs?
Eargasm?
Are those the ones? No, what are the ones that we like?
What are you talking about? Oh, the musician ones? Heroes?
Heroes? Is that the ones?
Heroes. Hearo. Yeah.
Yeah, Eargasm is a different thing. It's a different earplug. But yeah, Heroes, they are erasers. That's what
erasers.
it is.
Erasers.
Erasers are the ones that we've had. You will be able to still hear everything, but it will help if the movie is too loud for you.
Yeah, they help to take down all of the frequencies a little more evenly. Like, you know those foam earplugs, they knock down a lot of the high frequencies, so everything sounds like sounds like that. These ones do a better job. They have like a custom crafted channel that tries to like just reduce the overall volume without affecting it as much.
Yeah.
They're my saving grace at concerts in loud environments.
They're so awesome. I wore them to the club, and it was so great because like I knew what was going on around me. I was vibing to the music, but every time I'm in an environment like that, it's too loud. Coyote Astronaut says kind of like Loop. Kind of, except I have loops. They don't do anything.
They're not nearly as good. They're still kind of mushy sounding.
They're just kind of like less earplugs. These are different in that they are like engineered so that you are still having a good sonic experience.
We're not sponsored by Erasers.
But we'd love to be.
Yeah, well, so I've tried a handful of different musicians' earplugs because that's what they are. Like the idea is that they're earplugs you can wear as a musician so you can be listening in, while you're playing. On the stage and not go deaf. I have tinnitus. I'm very sensitive about hearing damage because I've already severely damaged my ears, and I do not need them to be any more damaged. So I've tried a handful of these. I've tried erasers. I tried Heroes. I tried a different brand that I can't remember the name of, and these ear erasers are the best one. I think Heroes are actually not very good in my experience.
Yeah.
Because once you pulled that up and I saw that picture, yeah, erasers. Those are the ones that I like the most.
And these are crazy comfortable. They come in 4 sizes, and they have 3 different decibel reductions.
Ronnie Medina 911 says, getting up there in years wearing earplugs to the club.
It's fucking right. And I think it's crazy. I think working in audio has made me hypersensitive to this in a way that I wasn't before, because I also work in restaurants and am around equipment all the time that is so loud. And it'll be crazy because like I'll just be using a stand mixer and Mason will be like, hey, what the fuck is that? And you're standing so close to it. It's just you can't get your hearing back. Like to be the old guy in the room, you can't get it back. And you buy these earplugs one time, $50, and then you can just enjoy all the things you like to do. And also, yeah, I am old and my ears are doing this thing now when I go to the club where they start like buzzing. I get this like very uncomfortable thing when I've just had too much sound.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely have had to have that as well. I've always had that with playing music, playing guitar really loud. It's just at a certain point I start to hear like static and crackling and all these crazy overtones. And then I damaged my ears playing drums to the extent that I can no longer and will never until the day I die hear silence again. And you don't want to be like that. It's not fun.
Can I soapbox something also?
Yeah.
Because this is something that I encounter a lot. I encounter a lot of people who are like in their mid-30s, mid-40s, and even older. And they'll just be like, oh, yeah, I've already damaged them, boo-hoo. And I'm like, hey, if you had already damaged your teeth and your teeth weren't in great shape, are you then like, fuck them? Don't care anymore. Whatever happens, happens. Like, no, it's okay and good to preserve what you still have, because once you lose your hearing, there's no veneer that gives it back to you. We are unfortunately not there yet.
Oh, but we're getting close, Bug. I really hope there's... it's not like a huge high priority, but I've seen some rumblings of research into making medications and other things to help fix tinnitus. Like actually, because what happens is you have inside of your ears, inside of your ear canals. You want to know how you hear sound? It's very fun. You've got your eardrum and all of that, but the eardrum just serves as a barrier to protect the inside of your ear from the outside. It's not a magic drum. What happens is air is wiggling. That's what sound is. Compressions and rarefactions. That wiggles your eardrum, and those compressions and rarefactions hit your eardrum and move it so that the air on the inside of your ear is not the same as the air on the outside, so that if there's like water or some shit, it doesn't get inside. But the compressions and rarefactions get through because they go through the drum. And then they go through this long, narrow passage inside of your ears that is lined with tiny little hairs called cilia. And those are what actually detect the sound wave, because those compressions and rarefactions of sound waves take up space, right? So if you imagine a sound wave coming at you, you can imagine smushed bit, stretched bit, smushed bit, stretch bit. And let's just go ahead and say that that's, I don't know, we'll use a big measurement. Let's say it's 2 feet of squish, then 2 feet of stretch, then 2 feet of squitch. And let's imagine your ear's really big. It's about how many hairs are being moved relative to each other. So like the ones in the squished area will have that pressure wave going over them, and the ones in the stretched area won't. And so then your brain decodes that into its, electrical signals turning into sound. There's more to it, but in essence what happens when you get hearing damage from high volume sources is that those cilia, those hairs, break in your ear, or they somehow become damaged, and then they're constantly sending off erroneous signals that tend to be in the high frequency range, and they can present as a ringing or a whooshing or whatever, and that is how you get tinnitus. And you have it forever because we don't know how to repair those hairs once they reach that level of damage.
We are working on it, and it is cool.
Yeah, it is very cool. I want to do a video about how hearing works on a more deep level, because I think I could do some visualizations in Blender really quick. That would be very fun.
I think that would be super interesting because both the eyes and the ears are fascinating because they're parts of the body. I mean, and many parts of our body are like this. Like Matt Bliss said, it's amazing how fragile the different parts of our body are, yet we still manage to keep it all working. But there are parts of our body that have their own entire, control centers. Like your eyes, your ears, they have their whole own processing shit that is then sending shit to your brain.
Well, I don't think the ear does signal processing so much as that is its detection mechanism.
Yeah.
But we do know that your retina, for example, does some image pre-processing and signal prioritization before it sends it down your optic nerve. So like your eyes do processing. I don't know that your ears do.
Yeah, I guess my thought is like, do your ears have compression? Are they doing shit in
Well,
there?
actually, you know when you hear a loud noise, you know that ear rumbling thing? Can you do? Are you an ear rumbler? Some people can flex their tympanic membrane, their muscle. I don't remember if that's the actual name of it. There's a muscle you can make your ears rumble, that like whoo sound. It's also a thing that happens reflexively when a loud sound occurs, and your body does have some muscular mechanisms by which it attempts to protect you from loud noises.
That's so cool.
And yeah, so there is some of that. 6 Watts Level says, like when you close your eyes super hard. Yeah, actually, you know what? I was like, no. But then I closed my eyes really hard and made my ears rumble, and it was easier with my eyes closed. So yes.
I think
you can do it without closing your eyes.
I think it's in my jaw where I feel it.
Yeah, it's back there. It's back sort of in that channel by your eustachian tubes and everything. Checking up in chat. Ronnie Medina says, it hurts the next day too. Was an audio engineer. Hey, shout out audio engineers. Hell yeah. And it's kind of wild when your hearing ain't what it used to be. Really is a bummer when your hearing ain't what it used to be. I remember one of the stations that I engineered for, one of the engineers, Peter, love him. He had a frequency generator in the back room. And so whenever I would cover in Manchester, I would always sneak into the back room, put on the headphones and be like, how high can I hear? How's my hearing range still doing? Let's see. Ronnie Medina also said $1 million ear, $1 million idea, veneers. Like you said, Bug, like veneers for your teeth, but for your ears.
Mason would definitely be in there getting a pair.
Yeah, I would absolutely. I'll get those veneers in a heartbeat. Matt Bliss says, I've noticed over time exposure to louder noises has made my ears more resilient to it, but like tanning, it's a symptom, not an improvement.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hey, it's 7:50.
Okay.
I have a story that was sent into our email, so I want to share this with everybody.
Will this stick around and turn into a whole thing? Or will Bug and Moss forget it immediately? This is a generic segment.
This is an email that was sent in by Colin to amithepodboss@bugandmoss.com. Colin says, hello. While talking to Sid the Kingmaker, I brought up one of my favorite Reddit posts of all time. I'm not even someone who frequents Reddit. This is just one of those posts that makes the rounds and eventually you hear about it. But I think you'll get a lot of conversation out of this one. It's also got a vocal stim for me in it, so that's a bonus fact for you. Are you ready, Bug, to hear about this Reddit post that
I'm
Colin
ready.
sent? Am I the asshole? From 7 years ago, from a user named Duck Fairy. Am I the asshole for throwing away my boyfriend's potentially illegal yogurt collection? I'm 29 female. My boyfriend is a 30 male. We've been living together for 2 years in a little studio in a very expensive big U.S. city. My boyfriend grew up rurally with lots of space, enough to collect all kinds of things. He collected action figures and video games and all the normal kid stuff when he was young. But as he grew older, he became interested in more unusual things. As a teen, he had 8 guinea pigs of different types from different breeders. Since Tide Pods were released 7 years ago, he saved one of every kind of Tide Pod. He's got a big box of an international variety of electric insulators, those little ceramic hats that power lines wrap around on power poles. He's not a hoarder. He's usually neat, just used to having lots of space for his bizarro collections. At his parents' ranch, he has 2 big rooms full of containers of weird and impressive things. He recently became interested in yogurt. He's always hated dairy products until about a year ago. He not just started drinking milk and sharing ice cream with me, but he's found a new love for yogurts. So he now collects them, of course. The problem is, they're perishable. So until earlier today, our little 550 square foot studio contained about 2,100 cups of yogurt. It comes in tons of varieties, different types, flavors, textures, containers made by different companies in different countries. This is like crack to my boyfriend. So he tried to pretty much save a sample of everything he could find. He filled our fridge, bought a new fridge, and then another tiny bedside fridge. He said he didn't want to walk to the fridge at night, but it was obviously a ruse to get more yogurt space. These fridges all filled up with his yogurts, and if you keep them for long, they smell bad. Sometimes the packaging breaks. So our apartment was smelling like rotten milk for the last 2 weeks, and my boyfriend's attitude was, oh, it's fine, and just deal with it for a little longer, until I pulled the plug and threw it all away this morning. I was looking at my groceries, which I had to put beside the fridge because there was no space, and everything smelled like death. And then I kind of snapped, and I threw it all away.
Yeah.
My boyfriend is understandably upset. We've been arguing about whether I crossed a line by throwing away his stuff. And he's especially upset because he, of course, had rare yogurts that were hard to find. In particular, he had some Cuban and Iranian yogurts that you can't get in the U.S. But I know that we have trade sanctions against Iran and Cuba, so I don't know if it was even legal for him to have them. I asked where he got his Iranian yogurt, but he kept insisting the Iranian yogurt is not the issue here, and that the real issue was me throwing out his precious yogurts without his permission. Am I the asshole here? Do I need legal advice? Thanks in advance. I'm so exasperated.
I would like to just start by saying that this guy is exactly my type. I have been where OP is, and like, I think the problem is that we all have interests, okay? And it's not fair. It's fine if you have a ranch and you have the space to keep all your weird yogurt. I think there's something to it. Like, clearly, I like this in a person.
The Iranian yogurt is not the issue here.
I mean, the Iranian yogurt isn't the issue. Like, I'll smoke a Cuban cigar. But it is actually weirder with dairy, though, because there's a lot of different laws around pasteurization. So even if there aren't trade sanctions, like, yogurt is a fresh dairy product.
Yeah, dairy collector sounds like a fucking insult.
Yeah. It's just
sounds like an insult for me because I have IBS and I eat a lot of dairy.
Yeah. I think that the problem here is that whether or not this is a true story or just like a very hilarious joke, like, if it's true, then the problem is that OP also has rights, and you have a right to not have your small space filled with your partner's like hobby, regardless of what it is. You are also entitled to space, and this is infringing on your rights, and it's stinky and it sucks. Like, if someone was their hobby was curing meat, I've lived in a 500-foot square space with a partner. If it's like, oh, my hobby's curing meat, I've hung hams. We both don't agree that this is a good use of our space, and it smells like kind of putrid ham everywhere. It would be kind of fucked up to throw it all away because hams are more expensive than yogurt and not immediately trash. But I don't know.
I don't think I fundamentally understand the collection urge, if that makes sense.
I don't understand collection either.
I collect things for their function. Primarily, like, I'm a kind of person who picks up and collects a lot of knickknacks, and we got so much bullshit in our house, but all of it is like craft supplies or useful or something I can misappropriate into some other project. I only collect things that I can use. And I think the closest thing I have to the collecting instinct is, oh, I could use that eventually, so let me hang on to it. So, like, I have like broken electronics and other things, and to my credit, and also it fuels my problem, I do often take things and use them from my collection of random bullshit. But I think I just don't get it when it comes to something like yogurt. You're never going to eat it. It's not like you're preserving that last taste.
My assumption,
to have later.
And this is, I am actually, I think, projecting too much on the partner in this situation, because my assumption would be that there is an intention of comparing these different things later. There's some sort of interest.
But they're going to be so bad.
Well, there's something to the badness, isn't there? Because if yogurt is a live culture and you're keeping them all in the fridge, I mean, you have your Petri dishes. But
I don't know. But what are you comparing? Their fucking fungal growth?
Maybe. I don't know. I think the problem, really, the reason that I would shut that down is, like, there's clearly cross-contamination. You're not in a lab environment.
This light bulb is screaming in the chat. They are rotten. They're rotten.
I support a hobby even if it's weird. Like,
oh, yeah, obviously.
I don't like to be inherently disregarding of something that I don't get, but this is just flagrantly infringing on the other person's rights who lives in this apartment.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, at a certain point you were pushed to throw them away. I think that the bigger problem is that you couldn't communicate with your partner, right? Like, you were pushed to the point where you're just throwing all their shit away. They've already bought 2 fridges.
They bought 3 fridges.
Yeah, it's not like a secret. This has been a problem, and you have the opportunity, and I say this as a person who has historically not left, but you have the opportunity to be like, I'm actually done being in this relationship.
In chat, French Alexander says, yeah, Bug, we collect yogurt to promote and support culture.
Hell yeah.
To which 60 Watts Lightbulb said, it is a biohazard at that point. And French Alexander said, it's not a biohazard, it is art and a commitment.
That's right.
Emily says, I understand the collection urge. I collected model horses when I was a kid to fulfill the yearning need for an actual horse. I've sold a lot of them to pay for said real horse. But model horses
great.
don't stink or turn into biological warfare. Yeah, I do get on some level the collection of tchotchkes for like looking at. When I was a kid, we had a shadow box on the wall, which was actually an old like typing drawer where they used to store all the letters and stuff. Yeah. And my parents always called them happy looking ats because I would always ask to like take them down and play with them. My parents were like, no, they're for looking at and feeling happy. They're called happy looking ats. And so growing up, I do understand happy looking ats. So like people with Funko Pops or like model horses, but it's, I don't know. A new chatter, first time chat from Jokopoke007 says, it sounds like his Gert hobby has turned into a Gert obsession. How is a yogurt Iranian? Was the milk sourced from a foreign cow? What the fuck?
Well, I think I think it's from Iran.
Yeah, but what would that be? You know more about food, Bug. What would there be would there be a fundamental difference between Iranian? I mean, there's like different.
Yeah, there can be. So let's just go ahead and get into it. If we're talking about dairy products from different animals, you have protections across like a lot of different kinds of food and drink. You have it across like wine and cheese, for example. Like you can't just make Parmesan in Kentucky. Like Parmigiano Reggiano, there's this entire protected class of this cheese that has to be made from specific livestock, bred in a specific area that is like has specific attributes.
Does that really go beyond what is possible, or is it just an export control for protecting economic interests?
It's both. I think that it is definitely partially a lot of these protections were created to keep people from using the name of one product that is like more specialized or imported and just like calling whatever Parmesan, you know? That's why you can't call whatever like Parmigiano Reggiano. That's like we have like our American Parmesan that's like fucking dehydrated cheese flakes.
It's got sawdust in it or whatever. Yeah.
But there are different like...
Not really, I don't think, but...
There are different like animals that are only bred in certain areas. And a big part of it really is like what they eat, what they're fed on, how they're raised. You know, to a certain point, you're protecting your like brand identity and it's cultural and there's a commercial aspect. But yeah, like they can be different.
Is that terroir? Is that what terroir is?
Terroir is a little bit that. Can I tell you one of my favorite words?
Sure.
Transhumance, which the idea of this is seasonal grazing affecting the flavor of things.
Transhumance.
So think of Alpine cheese.
Okay. What's an Alpine cheese?
It's
like
cheese.
Swiss?
Yeah, produced in the Alpine mountain range. So
Okay.
like Switzerland touches that. Transhumance is a type of mobile pastoralism in which grazing livestock are driven in herds seasonally between several fixed pastures. And there is a practice with a lot of Alpine cheeses where you as a consumer would be aware that like, oh, this is a spring cheese. It tastes different from the fall cheese based on what the animals are grazing on. But then also these animals are specifically traveling as they graze rather than staying in one place.
Interesting. That does make sense. 60 Watts Lightbulb, as a goat farmer, says, as a goat farmer, even a different type of goat makes a huge difference, and different lines of goats, even from the same breeds, give different types of milk and then different milk products. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's interesting. And 60 Watts Lightbulb says, yeah, they get different levels of things. It makes sense that they would produce different tasting milks. I'm curious how much different Iranian yogurt would be from, I don't know, Vermont yogurt.
Well, I mean, it actually just, I don't know enough about Iranian, like,
Terroir,
cattle versus, well, I don't know how much, and I also don't know, we're talking cattle, but like you could also make yogurt from goat's milk or sheep's milk or whatever else. So like there could be all of these different factors.
That's true.
The Co-op has goat milk yogurt. I saw it the other day.
God, I fucking love goat cheese. Oh my
So
God.
good.
If I could be buried in one substance, I'd want to be buried in goat cheese. I want someone to dig a 6-foot hole and then just fill it. I don't care how long it takes. Keep me in cold storage. Keep me in one of this boyfriend's fridges and then fill that hole up with goat cheese and bury me in it. I'm so here for it. Jokopoke007 says, they say cows have accents depending on where they're from. So I guess if it had an Iranian accent, fair call. Unless it was an American cow in Iran, sort of counteracts their claim.
Yeah.
If you milk the cow and it goes, oh, now watch out there. That's an American cow. It is 8:03 on the Bug and Moss Morning Telephone Show. We are coming up on the end. I'm watching the timer tick down over on my screen over here with the soundboard. So before we go, how about some plugs?
Let's do it.
It's Tuesday. I don't think we're doing anything specific or particular. I may jump in and do another long walk to Diamond City. However, I did another one yesterday, and that is available on our VODs on the Twitch page. If you're interested at all in watching me lose my shit in VR while I fight robots and people that are taller than me, come and have fun with me in Long Walk to Diamond City. It is a narrative long-form show in which I am playing the character Moss, who is a Vault Tech employee wandering through the wastelands in a hijacked synth. And it's a whole lot of fun. I'm very excited about it.
You should definitely do that. And also talking about things that are weird to collect. We have bugs in our freezer still. Does anybody want to look at those under a microscope?
Oh yeah, should we do a microscope stream? Let us know. We've got a little microscope, a USB one. We could do it. It could be cool. You want to see some bugs up close?
I don't know.
or our microscope's too gross. Let us know.
Hell yeah. Lightbulb's and that's the kind of freak I am.
Join our Discord, bugandmoss.com. We got to get out of here. I love you, Bug.
I love you, Moss.
This is Bug and Moss.
Wow, that was loud.
Yahoo!